everybody, we are back. We're going to ride up to Brunswick today and check out Moreland skatepark, meet up with Nick, and I think Ben's coming too. And then we're going to check out the graveyard in Carlton, check out Elvis's grave, as well as running to Melbourne Uni and checking out the underground car park there. And then probably, just ride back through the city. No skating clips today, but I do set up a skateboard at the end of the video if you're into that. Also, we'll be doing a bike check video on the bike I'm riding, the xtracycle. And yeah, I think that's basically it. If you're new here, I'll probably cover some type of topic on my ride as I talk. But yeah, if you aren't new, you probably already know. But yeah, that's basically it. Should be a pretty jam-packed day. Hope you like it. Cheers. So yeah, basically just crossed into Abbotsford, and this is kind of near the Yarra Boulevard next to the Yarra River, which is just kind of a road where people ride along, and it's kind of winding road, and there's also tons of nature around here, so lots of trails, lots of nature. The boathouses here, and also I think there's a golf course as well. But yeah, it's kind of pretty cool because it's right next to the main city, but then there's a big kind of nature area that people can hang out at. But yeah, basically I'm just cutting through this area just to make it a bit easier to go up north. It's probably the quickest way for me. And I'm riding pretty far today, so it makes the most sense. And the weather temperature check at the moment is probably around 12-13 degrees. So yeah, I thought it would be a bit warmer today, but you know how it is in Melbourne. I also want to say, like, these clouds are pretty typical of Melbourne. I know I usually try to film when it's sunny out, but yeah, this is kind of like a typical day, and Melbourne's kind of known for having 4 seasons in one day. So
just on your left. It's alright. Thanks. Thank you.
Yeah, I was unsure where to say left or right, but probably wrong either way. But yeah, hopefully we see a bit of sun today. And also this bridge there, you can see there's a path, kind of like a path that goes around underneath it. They've been working on this for a while, and I can't wait for it to be finished, because then you can ride along the river without going in the city. But yeah, once that's finished, I'll definitely check it out. Been looking forward to that. So I think it's been a year already since they've been working on it. And now we're just riding towards Collingwood again. We're going to cut through the suburbs now. Yeah, but today, since I'm riding far, I'm out on the xtracycle e-bike. It's kind of like a long tail extension. I did a video on it before, but yeah, I call it my dad bike because I usually carry my kid on the back. But it's got an e-kit wheel up the front, so yeah, it should make it a bit easier to go up north. I'm actually pretty psyched on it because recently my battery kind of died out, and I was able to find kind of 2 replacement batteries on Facebook Marketplace. So yeah, it kind of revived it for me. So I'm super psyched on that. And having 2 batteries means I can extend the range as well. Funny story actually with the batteries. So I saw the batteries pop up like more than a month ago, and I messaged the guy, and I said I was keen on them, and guy was like, yeah, they're in good condition. One's new and one's being used, but not that much. And I was like, okay, sick. I'm keen to pick up both of them. I was keen on the asking price, so no need to haggle or whatever. So I basically left it as I was keen, and when can I pick it up? And classic Facebook Marketplace, the guy basically just ghosted me, and I was like, oh, that's like so weird. I thought he either sold them or it was kind of like a scam, but then the more I thought about it, I was like, who would kind of scam for switch batteries? Because not a lot of people would buy them because they're such a specific thing. So yeah, anyway, a month goes past and I kind of forgot about it, and then I see the listing again on Facebook Marketplace, but this time it was posted by a different person, but it had the same photo, same price, same description. So in my mind, I already thought, this must be a scam. So I checked out the person's profile, it seems legit, and I messaged her saying like I was keen, like super keen on the batteries. because it was almost impossible to get this generation battery in Australia. But yeah, basically I messaged her, and then she replies straight away saying, yep, I can pick them up. And I was like, okay, super keen. And she says, I would just message my husband to work out a time that he'll be home. And basically I worked out that it was the guy's wife who posted it up. So I was like, okay, great, like hopefully this works out this time. It's been a month already. Seems like they're not too eager to sell it, but they do want to sell it, so we'll see how it goes. So this was in the morning, about I think 9 a.m. or whatever, and I was like, cool, okay, I'll just wait for them to get back to me. So the whole day goes past, and it's kind of late in the afternoon. I think it's about like 4 o'clock or something, and I was like, this damn battery again. So I messaged the wife, and I say, hey, any updates? And then she doesn't get back to me for like an hour or something, but then she says, oh no, we're going to be home for another, couple of hours, and you can come pick them up right now. And I was like, okay, sick. We have to like leave right now, go get them, because otherwise I'm going to miss my opportunity to get them, and yeah, I'll never be able to get them. So I shoot her a message saying, yep, I'll come right now. I'm about, half an hour away or whatever, and hop in the car, drive all the way there. And then when we get there for the address, I get to the spot, I go up and I knock on the door, and then a guy answers the door, and I'm like, I'm here for the batteries. And then he looks at me like there's no batteries here, like what address do you have? And then I showed him an address, and it's the right address. And then he's like, yeah, no batteries here, maybe you got scammed or something. Did you give him money? And I was like, no, I didn't give him any money. And then he was like, yeah, I don't know. And I was like, oh yeah, sorry. So at that point I was kind of like real perplexed what to do, and I look at my phone, and the woman hasn't seen my message. Sometimes you can see the little profile icon, you can see if they've seen your message or not. She hasn't seen my message yet. So I'm kind of all the way out, far from my house, at least half an hour drive, and I'm kind of just waiting there. So I messaged them saying, hey, I'm outside, I'm here, and I'm at the right address. Did you give me the wrong address? And then this lady from the address next door, she walks out, and then I was like, hey, like, I'm here to buy, like, are you selling batteries? And then she, obviously looks at me and goes, nah, like, I don't live here, I'm just babysitting, so I don't know. And then she, like, leaves. So I'm just like, okay, great, like, what's going on? We drove all the way out there, and I didn't really feel like leaving without the batteries, but it seemed like it was looking that way. But yeah, I kept checking my phone and just kept looking around. I was planning on like knocking on random doors, just because I was in like crazy mode. And then about 10 minutes later, I look at my phone and I see the 3 dots and the person's typing, and I was like, oh, she's typing. And she says, like, so sorry, we just went for a walk at the park down the road. We're just walking back up, just look out for my husband. And then I was like, okay, sick. And then I basically waited around, and I couldn't see anyone. And it was really strange for just a couple of minutes, but then across the road a garage opened up, and there was the guy with the batteries. And I basically just gave him the money, took the batteries and left. I was kind of so done at that point. But luckily the batteries were good, but what a mission just to get some of these switch batteries. I think like if I didn't get the batteries, I'd end up getting like a whole different kit, just because you're kind of locked in once you're in their system, I think, or in this kind of their design. you can't really, you can like hack it and put different batteries, but it's a bit of a mission. But yeah, anyway, I got some batteries, so the bike is going again, so I'm stoked on that. So we just crossed into Brunswick East here, and there's quite a nice little bike path that goes from here all the way to the train line, and then there's a path next to the train line. But yeah, super cool. We went through Collingwood and Fitzroy North. Once on the path, it's pretty sweet. Sometimes there's sections where pedestrians or cars have to give way to this bike lane, and it just, like right here in the yellow section, cars actually have to stop for bikes, which is pretty cool. I think you don't get that in a lot of other cities, but yeah, here in Melbourne it's pretty nice to be able to have that. And yeah, tons of people use it, so definitely well worth it. So yeah, just riding up to meet up with Nick. If you didn't see the last project, I basically helped him build his cargo bike into this kind of like beast, put a cross cargo fork in the front. It was pretty fun, good times. And yeah, he basically said if I'm ever up north, just hit him up. So basically hit him up, and yeah, that's what we're doing. And you might be thinking, is it pretty funny, like is it weird to go skating with a pro skater? And yeah, it can be, but I think it's basically however weird you make it. I think what's actually even weirder is talking about it, but here I am. This is what I'm here for. I think I do have some good points to share, so that's kind of why I want to do it. So I think 99% of the time why we don't do something is because it's usually in our heads, and it's not really any type of outside influence, but it's our own influence that stops us from doing what we want to do. And meeting up with Nick, obviously, I could be self-conscious about not being the best skater or whatever, but I've basically come to the realization that I'm not going to get any better. It's like it's one of those things, I'm never going to be as good as a pro skater or whatever, but I still enjoy doing it, and I still enjoy having a good time. And I think it's easy to be in my head and be like, oh, I'm not good enough, I'm not gonna go. But that's kind of I feel like that's kind of just all in my head, because at the end of the day, like Nick and even Ben, they don't give a rat's ass about whether I'm good or not, and I think that's true with most people in general. In my experience, I would say that someone who's more skilled at something will be 99% of the time they'll be more welcoming or understanding of someone who is less skilled. And I found that true in kind of whatever I've done in the past.
Sorry.
Oh, don't want to be on the railing. I'm on the rail.
Yeah, I can go through. Thanks.
So yeah, a couple of examples is, I worked in design for a long time, started off as a junior and then worked my way all the way up. But basically, like when I started off, I thought I knew stuff, but I think a lot of people kind of pretend, they know a lot of things, but the quicker that you embrace that you don't know anything, the more you will learn. And I think that's the key thing right there, is if you show a passion for it and you're willing to learn, 99% of the time people that are more experienced or into the same thing, they'll want to help you and help guide you as well. It was the same when I started working on bikes. I basically didn't know that much about bikes or restoring bikes or building bikes, but slowly, and I just kind of started doing it. And yeah, the people that were into it were super supportive, and were always keen to help. Most of it was obviously online, but people always, when I was beginning, hit me up saying if I ever need help, like hit them up or whatever. And yeah, I just sucked so bad at doing anything, but I was at least open to at least asking people for help and sharing what I was doing, and then people could kind of give me feedback. And it's kind of interesting because even if you suck and you do it, but you have a real passion for it, people who are into the same stuff, they will reach out and kind of support you. And on the other hand, if people don't like what you do, it's often than not they won't ever reach out to you, or if they do, they won't stick around for that long anyway, so it doesn't really matter at all. It's kind of like starting this whole YouTube thing. I didn't know if putting yourself on the video, or putting yourself out there, how people are going to react. But at the end of the day, like, people are either going to like it or not, and it doesn't really matter, because the people that don't like it, you won't ever see them, or you won't hear from them that much. And then the people that are into it, they will give you tons of support. So yeah, I know a lot of people are kind of self-conscious about that thing, and I used to be as well, even just like putting out videos. But you kind of gotta just embrace the fact that you are gonna suck at making videos, but you do it because you actually want to do it and you like doing it. And just be yourself. And I feel like that's kind of the best way, because the people who find kind of what you like to do, or if they resonate with what you do, they like you for you, and they're not you pretending to be someone that you're not. I don't know if people will understand, but it's actually quite freeing once you do that, because you kind of you're just out there, and people are either going to like you or not. So whatever, you can just be yourself. And now that I'm older, I know I'm not super old, but now that I'm older, I like to just try to do the things I like to do. If I want to do something, I try to do it, and try to stop my own inhibitions from restricting me from doing the thing that I want to do. Obviously, easier said than done, but if you focus it on it in that way, I think it makes things a lot easier. Alright, so we're almost at Moreland skatepark, and this is kind of one of my favorite routes to ride along. I got inspired from Slow Commute Club, aka Elsie, rode along here, I think, and she kind of had a little talk about it. But super cool. I love this strip along the train track, because it has kind of a lot of shops and it's closed off from cars. It looks like it could be a little type of community type of deal. And the infrastructure is actually really quite cool. I wish there was more sections like that, where there's like tons of shops, or places you can stop at, where it was just right next to the bike lane. It feels quite cool. But I've been enjoying Elsie's channel lately. It's quite new, but she has a lot of videos up, and it's pretty cool just to see another biker in Melbourne making videos. And they're quite enjoyable, super chill. If you like it, check it out. I definitely I've been watching them when I haven't been making mine, so pretty stoked on it. But check it out. So here we are, we made it. It's right next to the bike track, and which is super cool. And underneath this bridge, and you can kind of see what it looks like here. Got the bike going. It's right next to the tram stop as well. Got a basketball court. Pretty sick. New benches. This is all pretty new, I feel like. And then they got this exercise equipment. Looks like they got some parkour climbing stuff as well. The ground is actually like rubber, so it's hard to skate if you want to skate it. But then on this side you can see all the benches, table tennis tables. Kind of just like a weird layout under the bridge, but tons of ledges and stuff here. They got a little bike rack right there. I think there's 2 slots, and then all the curbs, another b-ball court, and a little curb there that's been waxed up. It kind of reminds me of Sarge's skate park in New York City, right next to the basketball court. And then it's got more ledges here that've been kind of fixed up as well. More boxes, tons of boxes here. I guess the They must have a pretty tight community here. People bring all these handmade boxes in here. And then yeah, little bank to ledge, little curbs, all super tiny. But yeah, pretty fun. I was super hyped when I got here. There's like so much stuff to skate. It's kind of like yeah, just like so many obstacles, which is pretty cool. And then I just put the board there for size. But yeah, kind of little bank, a little curb ramp thing, a little down ledge, curve ledge on the back. They got a tiny Euro gap as well. And then on the back end, they got a little bank with the railing. Here's the curve ledge. There's the bank. There's a little old bed thing, or a rug, I don't know what it is, but I assume it's to kind of mop up water when it gets wet here. And then yeah, a little down rail, square down rail, pretty funky. But yeah, Nick and Ben and I think the other guy's name was Luke, sorry if I got it wrong, but they all showed up. I was nervous, but on the surface I was calm and ready. Just kidding, it was pretty chill. We just hung out for a bit, skated for a little bit. I didn't skate too much, I was still nursing injury, and we kind of got rained out straight away, I guess. Wasn't too long before we got rained out. So yeah, from what I skated, seemed pretty fun. But yeah, it was fun to kind of hang out for a bit, even though it rained. I ended up hanging out with Nick for a bit, and yeah, he was super generous, hooked me up with some skate stuff. I was super hyped with that, super grateful. And yeah, I ended up just heading back, and I thought I better hit up a few different spots just to wrap up the video. So yeah, I did some still shots here, some cool murals and stuff. But I ended up riding back to Carlton North just to show you guys the cemetery. But yeah, these are some of the shots on the way back. The sun ended up coming out again. So yeah, there's that Melbourne weather for you. Alright, so yeah, here's the rig. And this is a Diamondback with an xtracycle attachment on the back. I did build a video of it, but it's gone pretty strong now that I got the new batteries. I got these Bligo moto bars before they changed the rise, I think, or the sweep. But yeah, I got Primo grips, I got Avid brakes, and then the Suntour friction shifter on the left side, as well as the trigger shifter for the front. So yeah, all the controls on the left except for the throttle on the right, and then yeah, Crumbworks badge. Super psyched on that. Love all the bikes that they make. And then got Bone Shaker, Top Cap, shout out Jake. And then yeah, some old stickers or whatever. Got some Avid SL, single digit SL brakes. Got these new old stock and they work well. Got the Maxxis Ardent 2.25 on the front. And then got this multi-control, Tioga multi-control downhill saddle. Nice and comfy, new switch battery on there. And yeah, this is my kit setup. Got a couple brackets from Bunnings, put on handlebar. And also made this kind of cushion. I have a video on that as well. And then this little fake computer, which the buttons are fun to press. And bottle cage there. And then yeah, skateboard stuff in the back. Crank arm is straight, so that's good. Bike Talk sticker, and yeah, that's basically it. Some other old stickers here. 2 bottles in bottle cages, no cable end on there. And then here got all my skateboard stuff in there, and then yeah, just got the XT short cage on the back. I might change it to long cage to help the chain, but it's not too bad at all. And then these Odyssey triple trap pedals. These are super nice. I like them for a big rig like this. And yeah, the bike's going pretty good, pretty strong. I've always liked this bike. It feels pretty light, rides pretty well. I got a 24 in the rear as well. And yeah, rides nice. Gets me around, can carry tons of stuff. Kid likes it as well. Not much more you can ask for, really. Pretty sweet. Yeah, real stoked to have it back in action again. It's been a while since I had it out of commission with the battery, but yeah, now back on big rides for summer. And then here is the front of the cemetery. Just gonna do a little ride through. I think if I remember right, I did a video with Cat Bikes, Bike Messenger in Melbourne, infamous Bike Messenger. No, he's a good guy. He showed me this when we did one of our riding videos way back years ago, and yeah, I remember it being pretty sick. I used to actually live near the cemetery, and I didn't go that much at all, but yeah, it's kind of pretty chill in there. I think also some people commute through here as well, just for a kind of like a shortcut without hitting like the busy roads. But yeah, there's actually, funny enough, there's actually Elvis's grave right here, or a shrine, or probably not the real grave. But I thought I could show you guys, because I feel like not a lot of people know about this. But yeah, it's right here. I'm sure there's probably more information about it, but yeah, there it is. Pretty sick, pretty well maintained, and yeah, I like the how it's kind of set up with the rocks and the plants and everything. And yeah, you can see here it is. People put out photos and memorabilia, but yeah, there it is, Elvis. So yeah, apparently it's the only official memorial or monument that's outside of US. So yeah, I think it was built from the fan club here by maybe a generous donor, but yeah, it was I think they were probably just like shocked with his death. But they decided to do that, and I think they got permission and everything, and it's official. So yeah, here it is. If you ever wanna check it out, or if you're interested, you can swing past here. But yeah, this is basically where it is, and you can see already like some clouds are starting to come. So we've kind of checked a lot of the weather bits off the list. We've got wind right now as well, so we had clouds, we got rain, we got sunshine, we got wind. Let's see what else we'll get during today. But yeah, after here, you can basically, I think there's a few exits that you can ride out, but I'm gonna ride out the one on the left here, that leads to kind of like a main road. But yeah, I feel like this cemetery is pretty big, and yeah, pretty well kind of maintained throughout. And then where we're going to go now is we're just going to go back on the main road and head towards the city. It's we're going to go to this underground car park called South Lawn Car Park at Melbourne Uni, and yeah, it's where they filmed Mad Max. I don't know if you guys seen it, but it kind of looks a little bit like futuristic, probably like brutalist design or something like that. But yeah, it looks quite cool. So Callum, aka cat_bikes, actually showed me that as well. So yes, it'll be kind of like a rerun of the old ride, but probably it's not even up on my YouTube anymore, so it'll be good to show. And yeah, here just riding down Lygon Street, and yeah, the sun's out again, and I got the batteries going strong. You can see another cargo bike set up there, almost the same, which is pretty cool. You're definitely seeing a lot more of these e-bikes, e-cargo bikes in Melbourne. A lot of delivery ones as well, for sure. But yeah, I haven't actually, when I lived here, I was a lot younger, way back. But a lot of university students around here, obviously with the uni, and also all the housing for the students. But yeah, quite cool area, lots of energy. You'll see once we ride down this street here, this roundabout on the right, it gets super busy. Probably one of the worst roundabouts in Melbourne, I think. It just gets too jam-packed for me. But yeah, here, basically down this road, this goes all the way down straight into the city, connects up with Swanston Street. But the university is just up here, so it's not too far away from everything. And then we got Lygon Street with all the restaurants and all the shops and everything, just one street parallel over on the left. So yeah, kind of like access to everything. It was actually a pretty cool area to live in. I lived in Carlton North, which was awesome. And then I remember riding down here on my fixed gear all the time, trying to go as fast as I can. I don't know, try to break this speed record or something. Just not nothing too smart. But they got trams going down up and down here, and they got a closed off bike path. It opens back up here, but you get a little bit of you get a bike lane here, which is pretty good. And then here, just right into the uni, you can see. I think this day was Wednesday, and probably around lunchtime now, about 1 or 12:30 1. But you can see everyone's kind of out. Tons of people here. But the car park's actually inside this area, so I have to ride through. But I don't think people mind too much. People are probably used to seeing bikes go up and down here. I think a lot of younger people ride bikes. It's funny, like I don't actually know where it is exactly, or I can't remember exactly, but sometimes what I like to do is just try to just go into or just ride into the same path where I think it is, and see if my brain like remembers, instead of using Google Maps or whatever. But we'll see. We see how that works out, because sometimes I don't know about other people, but like my memory's not as good as it used to be. Here's a car park on the right, I'm pretty sure, but there's like another entrance, so I figure if I just ride around this block I should find the other entrance. And then just riding up here, you can see all the people out again, pretty busy. I didn't actually, riding through here, I didn't expect it to be this busy at all. But I actually haven't been here that often, so I guess it does get pretty wild. Well, there is a lot of people, in fact. But I got the cargo bike here, so probably getting in everyone's way. I do remember this path a little bit when I was riding, so I felt like I was in a good position. And then around this corner, you can see, here it is. The big kind of sculpture thing. I didn't film too long here at the front because there's so many people walking through, but it's just through this entrance. And let's take a look. The lighting isn't super good, obviously, because I don't know, it's just the camera. But this is kind of what it looks like. I tried to go into like an empty type of area because it looks better when it's empty. But you can see when I'm riding through it, it actually, it's pretty cool. I think some people have like fashion shoots here, or I remember seeing photos where people take a photo upside down and then it looks like a sick skate spot. But if you're gonna come check it out, maybe check it out on a weekend or something where there's no cars, because it can looks quite cool. And here I'm just popping out of that driveway that I went past before, and we're just going to basically go back to the main street and ride down all the way down Swanston Street just to see what's going on, see how city life is going. And one thing I didn't get to elaborate on is how my controls are set up for this bike. So I think it's quite good because you can actually just see it when I'm riding. But I got a friction shifter on the top, the Suntour friction shifter controlling the rear gears, and then I have I think Shimano LX shifter on the left as well, controlling the front mech. So I got all the gears on my left hand, and then the throttle on the right. So the throttle I only use every now and then, not too much. But with the shifters, I feel like having everything on one side is actually really good for kind of like a bike like this, where you need to be doing stuff with one hand all the time, whether it's like signaling or giving directions, or giving your kid something, or yeah, whatever you're doing. I feel like this setup is probably a bit underrated. I could see it being useful for, if you a messenger, or if if you're a photographer, like having that one hand free is just going to help out. And you really don't see it a lot on other bikes. I know people are probably going to say, oh, you don't really like shift gears when you're taking a photo or whatever, but I've been in situations where it's I've been in a pinch, whether I'm holding something or whatever, and having the gears on one side has been like super helpful. What it also does is cleans up my throttle side, so that way I won't like bump it or anything if I'm trying to switch gears as well, which I actually really like. They also make brake levers which are dual pull, or they pull two cables, and you can link one lever up to two brakes. And I think previously people used to use this for, I know it was famous for bike polo, just to have that control, but I could see it being used in a lot of different situations as well, kind of like, like cargo or messenger or that type of deal, especially with a lot of cargo e-bikes now. But yeah, I'd say if you're interested, give it a try. It's actually pretty fun. Just to switch things up a bit. But yeah, I just wanted to point that out there in case anyone wanted to give it a go or wondering how it was. Here just down Swanston, you can see National Library on the left, lots of people out. This is, I decided to show you what it's like to stop for a tram. Basically, when the lights on the tram are blinking, you need to stop, or when the doors are open. Otherwise you'll run into someone or they'll be pissed. But yeah, this is kind of like what it's like to stop, and then you just wait until everyone's in, and you have to wait. I'm pretty sure you have to wait until the light is the doors are closed and the light stops blinking, and then from there you can go again. But most of the time in the city, in this busy area, you gotta be, I don't know, I ride slow anyway, because you never know who's walking out. You can see all these people, they're kind of out on the road anyway, so yeah, just don't go too fast in the city and you'll be sweet. People popping out everywhere. But yeah, this is more the QV on the left, Queen Victoria Building, and that's all the kind of fashion stores there, shoe stores. I think there's a grocery store in there as well. There's a Big W, kind of like a Kmart, Walmart thing. And then here's down the street where all the restaurants are. It seems like it's been happening a little bit. They used to have cars down here, but then they banned cars from going down here just because I think there was like too many people and it caused like too much congestion. But yeah, you can ride bikes through, which is super cool. So yeah, car-free zone right here. You still got lots of trams, but tons of people. And then this street here is another big one. On the right, you got the big shopping centers like Myers or David Jones or whatever, kind of like Macy's in the US. That Burke Street's pretty famous. And then down here, you kind of got more souvenir shops, I want to say, just kind of more random ones. There used to be a famous cafe on the left here, but I think it moved. And then on the right here, they got kind of just more of your random stores going on. I don't know exactly, but probably more touristy stores, I think. And then on the left, I think I explained that before, it's where they have the comedy festival. And then last time I rode down here, the road was actually blocked. Oh, it actually is blocked. I think I did another ride since, but the other ride was it was opened up now, but you can see that they closed off the bike lane because they're working on the station there. But you basically just gotta go past this section I wasn't sure whether you could ride on the tram tracks or not. I know it's like some people have ridden on the tram tracks before and they got a ticket, so I decided just to play it safe and take it on the footpath. And then yeah, just like it's just that really one section here, but yeah, and then just cross the road and go back on. But yeah, here it is, basically all the way down Swanston, and then we're back at Flinders Street Station, iconic Melbourne. And then yeah, that's basically it. At the end of this day, basically it wasn't too long, it was about 10-15 minutes, and then it started raining again. So it was almost like perfect timing just to kind of like wrap up this ride. I know, yeah, it kind of looks a little bit sunny, but yeah, it started raining and I had to ride home. You can see the clouds are coming. But yeah, classic Melbourne. And yeah, basically I rode home and I'm gonna set up this new board. Super psyched. I haven't had a new board for I think over a year. I just kind of kept skating the old one. And yeah, it's a Nick Basirio board. It's 8.25, has a shorter wheelbase, 14 wheelbase, which I've been wanting. I like shorter wheelbase boards in general, even though the one that I had, I think I just got used to. It was Passport 8.0, but it had a 14 and a quarter wheelbase, I think. But yeah, the kicks are basically the same. I think it would just be a medium kick size. Nothing too different, so I think it should be good. The thickness went 8.25. Here's the specs, but yeah, I didn't feel like the thickness was that the width wasn't that different to the one I had, just a little bit wider. And then here, yeah, so set up again. So set up, so when I cut this, I make sure I don't cut the board. If I cut the board, it kind of annoys me. So I just try to be real careful with this, taking off the plastic off. And this has medium concave, and it's BBS wood, so bareback, I think bareback system, wood shop. I think Passport's actually the same wood, and what it is just usually, it's, from what I understand is, or what I experienced, is like thicker, and it lasts longer through its life, so it has a better kind of like even lifespan. And then the other wood shop that I have skated in the past is PS Sticks, and that's good too, but I think the life is like shorter on PS Sticks. It feels a bit more, I think, poppy or lighter, fresh, but it doesn't last as long. So when you're older and don't skate as much, I think BBS is probably better, for me anyway. And then here, some people just put the grip tape over the stickers, but yeah, I gotta take them off because it probably doesn't matter, but I feel like I could feel the stickers under the grip tape. It's kind of like if you have a rock underneath your pillow, you can feel it. And then here, just using it's pepper grip. I usually use Jessup, strictly Jessup, but I feel like pepper is almost the same or similar. It's not like super abrasive. I like Mob is too abrasive for me, so I don't really like it. But yeah, pepper seems close to Jessup, so good on that. And then what I do is I just place it on top where it's touching both the nose and tail, but it's not touching the center, so I stretch it out, make sure it's aligned on both sides. And then once it's aligned, I'll press it down in the middle. And then once that's done, I just press it out from the middle out, and usually I won't get any air bubbles or anything. If I do get air bubbles, you just kind of like pop it with a razor or a pin or something and to get it out. And then what I do is I don't grind down the sides. Most people grind down the sides with a skate tool or something, but I just straight cut it with a razor blade. And this is the only razor blade I had. Honestly, I should have got a one with the longer blade, but I try to cut it so it's kind of like a 45 angle like that, if you can see it. And then that way the grip kind of goes in a little bit and it creates a little kind of like line away from the side of the board. And that's kind of how I do it. Yeah, in hindsight, I should have got a longer blade because it made cutting at that angle like super hard because it kept hitting the handle of the razor blade. But once I started, it's it's too late to go again. So yeah, probably not the neatest thing, but I ended up cleaning it up a little bit here and there, just re-slice it up. It's not too bad. And then after I do that, what I'll do is I'll just sand it down, and it's just using the corners of the grip tape, fold it in half and just sand it down the sides, and I press it down. Another thing that's funny is I like it when there's like a colored top. So yeah, this is orange on top and bottom, so I'm into that because I kind of cut it so there's a little bit more showing on top. I actually don't like the wood grain colors on top, and yeah, it kind of bugs me when I see that, so I try not to go for boards with that top showing. I actually had some friends who they won't skate a certain color board, I think because they don't like it. They say it's more prone to snapping, like red ones. If you have a red top, they're more prone to snapping, but I don't know if I believe that. It's just I think some people's OCD gets too crazy. Here, when I put in the holes, I used a screwdriver just to kind of grind down the holes, and then I gotta remove the little grip tape that comes out. Some people, they don't remove it, they just put the bolts in and they're done, but it kind of bugs me knowing that the extra grip tape is in there. And then yeah, I put one truck at a time, and yeah, the truck has to be weighted down, so towards the inside of the board, because I feel like it gives me a slightly smaller wheelbase yet again. So you can see that I'm doing one truck at a time. I also never ever rotate trucks like from front to back and switch it up, just because I feel like that messes me up, and I rather just buy new trucks at that point, so I kind of just run them until they die. And then I also run 1/8 risers. This is just a recent thing, running the 58mm bigger wheels with the 1/8 risers, but yeah, I've been liking that as well. And then with the bolts, I'm real careful about my bolts because I want even pressure, so I do a star pattern. Nick actually gave me a pretty cool tip, is if you hold the Allen key on top and then tighten from the bottom, it stops the grip tape from kind of twisting when you get to it. If you ever done it, you'll know what I mean. But yeah, it's cool because I never put two and two together, so it's cool to learn a new tip.
Alright, here it is. Super psyched on this. This is, you can see the top, pretty decent. Like, that's how I'm going to run it. It's not really going to matter. That's how I set it up. And then here is the board. Nice and fresh. So basically running 1/8 risers here, and then the bolts are whatever size that fits, whatever size that fits the 1/8 risers. I forgot what it was. Got the independent trucks 139, pretty sure, and got some bone bearings, bone breads. They've been alright. I feel like they're not like super good, but all of them are spinning for now, so decent. And then yeah, actually run a little spacer here because of slappies, I guess, like the bushings kind of go like that, but these are just stock Indy bushings. And then yeah, I just put a little washer here with the flat instead of the cone because I like to look better. And I think old Bones bushings used to be like that as well, but I just like a bit cleaner. And yeah, running 58 Spitfires. These are Formula 4 conical falls, 99. They've been going pretty good. Shout out Carlton for putting me on these, just a bigger size. This is how at least I have my wheels, just a little loose. Sometimes you just gotta check if it binds, but I like to have it a little loose to make sure there's no friction. But yeah, nothing too crazy, just so you feel it a little bit. One other thing, I tightened these like basically hand tight, as tight as I could without like putting too much pressure on it, and then they're not super flush at the moment, but after like the first skate I'll retighten them and then they'll be flush with the board. And yeah, I also run 2 spacers on the inside here, or 2 or 3, just to have this flush on the end. That's a little thing I did that I used to do all the time. And that's basically it. This is the board. I'm pretty psyched on it. Haven't had a new board in like a year, so shoo.
Big shout out to Nick. He actually gave me some other stuff too, so I'm gonna probably make a video of that. And yeah, thank you to David T for your donation. I appreciate it. I also have new stickers in the store finally, and a new shirt if you're keen. Hope you liked the video, and don't ever stop yourself from doing something just because you're not good at it. Doesn't really matter at the end of the day. As always, thanks for watching. Hope you liked the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.